Hi, Altoona Area School District parents. This is Brad Hatch. I'm the pandemic coordinator and the assistant superintendent for the Altoona Area School District. I would first like to thank all of our parents for their collaboration and patience as we enter into the upcoming school year. Last week, we held a series of webinars for our elementary and secondary parents to outline what our school reopening plan would look like, as well as to discuss educational options that are available to our families and students. There has been a lot of questions and possibly some clarification that needs to be made on what those options are. I would first like to remind parents that we did have an intention survey that was emailed out and is also available on our school district website, www.aasdcat.com, that we're asking all of our families to complete. We've extended the deadline on that to this Friday by the close of business at 3 o'clock, July 31st, 2020. If you have availability to get to web access to complete that survey, if you've not done so already, we kindly ask that you do so. It will aid us greatly in the planning process for allocating staff and resources for those varying platforms. Briefly today, I would like to just kind of discuss what the three main options are for our educational and attendance options. The first one is pretty simple. Our traditional setting is what you would normally expect from your school day. Students will attend their home school on a daily basis at a scheduled time and matriculate through the school day. They'll have their normal school day schedule. They'll go to lunch, they'll have their activities, and we'll do all of this while maintaining social distancing and making sure that our buildings and facilities are both safe and disinfected for all of our students and staff. The second option that we had discussed is virtual education. Virtual education is a combination of synchronous and asynchronous learning, where students will be assigned a virtual teacher or virtual teachers, depending on their schedule, that they will engage in education through a virtual option, through a device provided by the school district, where on a daily basis they will move through a schedule while at home, working virtually with their teachers on activities, lessons, and assessments. There will be times where they will be meeting with them synchronously. That means they'll have direct face-to-face interaction with other students and their teachers in a learning environment that is primarily online. Asynchronous learning will be when they are engaging in activities, assignments, and other web-based activities that are posted to their Google Classroom. In a virtual environment, your student will have the closest to an environment that looks like the traditional school day. They will have teachers meeting with them during scheduled times throughout the day, and their school day will be primarily from the morning until early afternoon. Our virtual academy is different. ACA is an online cyber option that is available K-12. Depending on the grade level of your student, it may look slightly different. K-2 students will engage in annuity online programming and software. That software is asynchronous, where students work through state-aligned programming, primarily at their own pace and with the facilitation and guidance of a school district assigned facilitator. Students can work at any time during the day and will very rarely have synchronous lessons with the teacher or facilitator. Our 3 to 5 students will be working in a similar fashion, but on a different curriculum platform known as Odysseyware. Once again, it's a state-aligned curriculum where there'll be a teacher-assigned facilitator that will help students work through that programming asynchronously. Our Cyber Academy for secondary students looks a little bit more like traditional schooling in that your curriculum has been designed by our teachers. It is aligned with what students would normally receive in the classroom and is delivered primarily through Google Classroom by teacher facilitators both during the school day and after the school day. It is delivered primarily asynchronously with scheduled meets and conference times with teachers throughout the week. We hope that this clarifies your questions on what the difference between synchronous and asynchronous learning is, in addition to what is the difference between virtual and cyber school. We do have positions available in both. It is important that we have your intention so that we can begin the planning process to allocate staff and resources for our students choosing either option. If you have additional questions, we've posted the principals and contact numbers for all 3 of our ACA academies. Mr. Adams, the principal at Baker, is in charge of elementary cyber. Mr. Cayley and Mr. Campbell are in charge of our cyber academy at the junior high school level, and Mr. McGinnis is in charge of our high school cyber academy. Their contact information is listed if you would like more information or to discuss your individual options as parents and families. We would like everyone to consider each of those 3 options and let us know what your intentions are as soon as you possibly can. If we do not hear from you, we'll be reaching out to you directly so that we can find information out to complete 100% all of our family's intentions in the very near future. Thank you very much for your collaboration and cooperation. We know that these are difficult times, and we look forward to working with all of our stakeholders, especially our most important, our families and students. Thank you, everyone, and go Mountain Lions.